Hello everybody, welcome to TraderMerlin show. I am hoping for dear life that this show doesn't have all kinds of issues today. For some reason it's been showing up that I'm not sending out enough bandwidth, which is kind of crazy. I think I'm sending out plenty of bandwidth given my fiber optic, although I am seeing some weird little skipping data issues on your end. Let me know if the video is coming across really bad. I'm guessing it looks pretty bad right now from what I'm seeing. So let me know if it looks bad. Maybe I'll have to end today's show early. I don't know what the issue is here, but anyway, happy, what day are we on? Here we go. Toilet time for Merlin? What's that toilet time? What's going on? Is you guys, can you see that video as bad as I do? Let me just make sure here real quick. Good afternoon, Brandon. I'm refreshing my screen here just to make sure because for some reason things look really bad today. Yeah, looks really bad. Okay, weird. Looks like I'm back now and no issues. I'm not sure why that's happening. Something changed. Bitrate here is all of a sudden really, really bad. But the video is actually better now. It looks better. I'm not sure what the hell happened. So, yeah, I know. I saw that. It's weird because I have a little preview monitor here so I can see what it looks like, and that looked pretty damn ugly. All right, well, hopefully I won't have any more issues. I'm not sure what the hell happened, but let's just roll with it and get in as much show as we can. Goodness gracious, I was actually pretty surprised at what happened out there today. That's why I did the show with this. I said, where'd all the buyers go? Kind of raising my hands in the air going, what the hell happened? You know, you have a day like yesterday where these markets were just getting absolutely murdered, and then the buyers came back and pushed it all the way back up. It looked great, right? All of a sudden, you're in that moment where it's like, hey, you know what? I've got buying opportunities here. The buyers have stepped back in, pushed it all the way back up. Therefore, you know, I was expecting some follow through. So, you know, the challenge I have for me is I set myself up with a whole bunch of rules. And you guys know what most of those rules are. Well, right now, you know, I was looking for a break on the NQs. I noticed that we pretty much rolled over last night and went straight down from there. So we didn't really get any sort of follow through whatsoever. And now all of a sudden we have this big sell off. Now, the other issue for me is this. If I zoom out here a little bit, you can see we had that kind of climactic volume yesterday where it was very high volume, just washed out now. Oh no. I have no idea why it did this. Yeah, you know, when I was downstairs, guys, this was working perfectly for what, 2 years? I didn't have one glitch, and all of a sudden I've had 3 glitches in the last few shows, so I got to figure out what the heck's going on up here with my setup. I may have to move this whole thing back downstairs. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh boy. Hopefully not too washed out. So, when you have this climactic volume, generally the next day is going to be a much lower volume day, which is great. That's what we had today, but there was literally no buyers to be found anywhere. It was pretty much just sell off all day long across almost every market segment. So, you know, this does not bode well for any sort of market rally. From my experience, having seen many of these types of capitulation sell-offs, the next day is a nice pop, maybe a day or two of pop. Other than that, it's just nothing extraordinary. So, hey, good to see you late. And you came on a day when I'm having all kinds of tech issues. Gotta love that. So that is where we ended up. Let me start from the bottom. And the NASDAQ hasn't even stopped. You can see it's still continuing to sell off. I'll get rid of the volume here because it kind of messes up my screen. Just a really ugly picture. Right down 3.96% on the NASDAQ on the day. I'll tell you about a little bit of NASDAQ trade I made as just for fun. We'll see. I might actually get stopped out of that one here soon. S&P was down 2.21%. Again, not challenging the lows from yesterday, but still a pretty darn ugly swing today. Again, down 2.2. Russell nipping on the heels of that, just down 2%. Although a double tap for anybody who might have missed that demand zone purchase yesterday's sell-off, you had it back into that demand zone today. Bitcoin, well, still struggling, but a little bit of a Harami formation here, which you can't. I know, Layden. I actually shouldn't have any bandwidth issues. I spent a bunch of money to get fiber optic here at the house, so I wouldn't have any issues whatsoever. Yeah, but apparently it is kind of not working out so well. If those charts are all blurry, we may have to just. I don't want to end the show. Let me see this real quick if I can. Oh God, it looks awful. How can you guys even see that? Well, that's not good, folks. I don't want. I'm showing you charts and you can't even really see what I'm looking at. That's just not going to work for me today. I may have to do a bunch of test streams over the next day. My stream rate, apparently I'm running at 780 kilobytes, but I've got, over 1,000 kbs bandwidth. When the NQ gets down to 12,500, fear, uncertainty, and doubt begins. Well, I mean, if we look at the NQ, let's bring that one back up since you got it there. Oh, why is this doing this to me today? I'm almost debating restarting, but that would take me too long and we would miss a bunch of stuff. Clearly, there is a massive data issue right now. Maybe I'm being canceled. I really hope not. I hope I'm not canceled. Brendan. Damn, Brendan. Always leave it to Brendan. Huh. Well, I have no clue why that is happening. I have setting panels over here. One sec. Let me just see if I can change something. Stream output. Yeah, I've got it here. I'll change it to variable bitrate. Maybe that'll adjust something. Okay, so I just switched it over to variable bitrate. I had it at constant bitrate, which may cause a problem, but you guys should see maybe a change here in just a second if it goes to variable bitrate. But again, I hate changing settings live during the show because I can't really track and see what has been adjusted. So back to Big Eb's comment there, which was, and NASDAQ gets down below 12.5, people start to freak out. Yeah. I don't think you need to go down much further than where we're currently at. But you're right. If you look at this 12.5 level, which is kind of this area going back into March, so weird. Well, this is frustrating, guys. I don't want to torch you. Kick it. Kick it. I'm kicking it. Smacking the desk. I don't think it's my computer. Huh. Yeah, on your phone it does, Brenda. Mine looks really bad. If I'm seeing what you guys are seeing, it's all pixelated and like strobing and doing all kinds of crazy bad stuff. So, unfortunately. Well, I will keep going and you guys just let me know. It feels like it's back now. So I had a couple things I wanted to get to, so hopefully I can get through all those. But all in all, there were no trades triggered for me today other than one, and I will show you why. You guys might remember on yesterday's show we were talking about, okay, cool, as long as you guys can see it. This was from, I think it's Rob, right? I think Rob was here with us. And he sent me this one yesterday before the market closed. And you can see here there's a print that went all the way up to 374.49. So got into the NASDAQ futures. Granted, it did micros, so we're okay with the micros there. And on those micros, looking for that 370 mark. So let me just bring up the triple Qs here so we can see what that level is. All right, if they said on that chart there that it was going to go up to 374.49. At least that's what maybe was being signaled. So I'll move this line down here to our number, which was 374.49, which is right about there. So I bought one NQ micro, actually two NQ micros last night right after the close. It opened up, started down, and I figured, you know what? Let's just do it as a test. I'll put a couple grand on the line just for some fun. And if it gets up to that 374 mark, then we really know that they're signaling something. All right, they're signaling something out there in the marketplace. Now, it was interesting because I also got an email from another viewer last night, which was talking about how their platform showed a level on, I think it was the S&P. Let me just real quickly bring it up here because you guys have been sending me all kinds of great emails. A 364 print from Alan. He says on his Ameritrade he got a 364 print. Well, let's look at where 364 is because, wait, it wasn't 364. One second. It wasn't 364. You said something much lower. I'm a TD Ameritrade. Somebody in the audience had a low print. Oh, you were just showing different prints. There was another one that you can see here, right? This was on SPY. You can see where it's trading way up here. We started off with a little bit of sell-off, and his was showing a print from the day before, right here, all the way. Gosh darn it. You can see the print all the way from the day before down here at 364.60 on SPY. So I will bring up SPY in a second, but you guys can see all the trading at the top of the screen there. You know, this was those crazy couple swings over the last couple of days. Really, you know, shouldn't be down at 364. But if we look at the SPY, you know, if that's signaling, going to be a very, very interesting. You have the same on the SPY. That's weird. I mean, look where the 364 is. 364 is just a ridiculous amount of distance away. I mean, that to me would be a little bit too much signaling, but somebody made a transaction which came across at 364.30. One thing I would like to do if I had the potential and the technology is I would actually go into the time and sales. Yeah. You know, Pro 3.5, I agree with you, but the weird part is I've done nothing to change settings going from downstairs to upstairs. So I will see what I can do at the end of the show to fix this. Kind of frustrated that that's happening. And I can't, let me real quick see what I've got with my bandwidth. Because it could be I just have a bad connection. But just so you guys know, there's my speed test. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm being throttled massively. Normally I'm at 1,000. So that's the problem. It's my internet. So, problem solved. Jeez Louise. That's my my upload, and then there's my, oh wow. There's your problem, folks. All right, well, I got to figure out why that's going on. Something is clearly messed up. So, apologize for issues for today's show. We may continue to have these problems simply because I've got no bandwidth. Something's throttling me down in a significant way. John says, I got SPY print of 364.68 this morning on the date on TradeStation. Oddly didn't show up in any other time frame. Remember, for those things to happen, it actually has to be a print, right? So if it's going to be in a platform, it has to have printed somewhere. Now, the only other thing that you could say is maybe this printed yesterday or the day before. But if we look at the price charts here, there's no 364. It hasn't happened since 2021. That's kind of weird. So normally you might attribute to a stuck quote, something that maybe was, yeah, he's watching doggy porn downstairs. He's got this thing for poodles. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, who knows? Even if somebody was watching, guys, the amount of bandwidth that's being consumed, like I say, I have 1,000 gigs, or 1,000 megabytes. I have a gig line, so there's no way I should have any issue. Yeah. Dave's right. It'd be better using it as a hotspot. So I'm not exactly sure what's causing this issue today. I will call AT&T and try to find out what my problem is. Sorry for that. I don't know what to tell you. If it's really continues to be real bad, I'll just end it, guys, and hopefully we can come up with some solution. So again, that print that Alan saw and Brian was interesting because, like I say, if it was maybe we saw 364 print a couple days ago, I would attribute to a latent print. To me, this is very odd to see something so significantly far down at 364.30. I will leave this here. I'll leave this line on here, and I'll label it just so we can kind of keep looking at this one on SPY. And this was a print from, we were, 124. All right, so I'll just leave that on the screen. That's a print all the way down there from 124. Can't that 364 be a fat finger mistake? It could. But here's the reason why I don't think that it is. Because if you're a fat finger, what does that mean? That means you hit an execution button and the order went to the market. By rule, market makers and institutions, they have to give you the inside best bid and offer. It's called the NBBO. That NBBO it's law, right? They got to give it to you. So somehow somebody is printing a price that nobody would have been executed at, right? You can't execute that far out of the money. The trade could be broken. I could literally, if you hit a market buy right now, right, and it's trading at 434, and you were executed at 364 by any brokerage firm in the United States, you could go to your regulators and have that trade broken. You could contact the NASDAQ and say, bullshit, there's no way you're filling me 20% out of the money. Actually, let's see how far of a sell-off that would be from current price. All right, get us all the way down to there. If we look at that, that's going to be a drop of roughly 16%. So there's no way that could be a legit transaction. So to me, either they hosed a customer and somebody just doesn't know it, or they're using this as a signaling mechanism. And I would actually be more... Rob, Kramer is probably attacking my internet. That would be unfortunate, but as much as I have a disdain for Jim Cramer and what he does, I'm pretty sure I am too small of a fish for him to worry about. I have on gold from a few days ago. Yeah, normally you don't get these crazy prints, but I've noticed some, actually, because of some of the stuff you guys have been sending me and some of the pieces that I've seen, I've noticed a lot more recently. All right, that said, let's see what time we got. I don't want to continue on. I feel like this is just a torturous show for you and for me because I'm frustrated that you guys are getting such low quality. Let me show you a couple things that I think are important for today anyway. We talked about where all the buyers go. It's not all bad news. There was some good news out there today. You look at the economic calendars and earnings calendar. Oh, yeah, always check your trades. You guys should, if you ever put a market order, it used to be the kiss of death. So if you put a market order out in the late 90s, You never know what the hell you're going to get. I'll give you an example. I was trading on E-Trade one time, and I was trying to buy Exodus Communications, EXDS. And I don't remember the price off the top of my head, but the inside ask price was like, I don't know, $40, right? Okay, buy me 1,000 shares. And I had the lady on the phone because the system was all wonky, and she says, limit or market? And I looked at level 2, and I could see that at $40, there were several thousand shares available. No problem. I was going to get executed right at that price. So I say, give me a market order. She goes, okay, 1 second. She goes, okay, I got you filled for $200 at $40. Okay, I got another $300 at $40.50. I got another 300 filled at 41, and then some at like 41.75. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're telling me that my 1,000 share order moved the market? And what happened was, I'm going to restart everything, Chris, here and see if my speed test fixes this at the end. But I can't do it during the live show. That would just be terrible the show would be done. In that situation, they slipped me because I was being filled off of E-Trade's order book. Now, that could be happening to some of these people today, but the regulations have changed so much that market orders don't usually hurt people that bad. But anyway. All right. So I want to look at the earnings calendar because there was some big name earnings. Obviously, Microsoft reported earnings, and they were down almost 5%. So even though they had great earnings, beat expectations by 8%, there were no match for the market negativity. You can see a lot of negative stuff out there. One that was kind of surprising to me was Ericsson. Ericsson had a huge beat on earnings and was up 7% for ERIC. Good old love old Eric Thread. But still not the best looking chart in the world. There's your Ericsson. Other than that, you had Johnson & Johnson reports. I'll bring up J&J. I gotta love Johnson & Johnson, but still, technically, what's it look like? It just looks boring, chopping, big sideways movement here. Ugh, yeah, I see the output coming to you guys. It is awful. I'll wrap up here just so I can... Maybe Fluey. Could be Russian hackers. There was that piece. There was economic calendar today, so you can see the Case-Shiller Composite 20 Home Price Index was great. They had a number of 18.5. They were expecting it to drop to 17.9. Well, they came out at 18.3. So all in all, real good. Consumer confidence has been dropping a little bit, but still better than expectations. So all in all, the economic data looks fairly decent for us right now. Now for tomorrow, we do have a couple things, and I'll try to scroll through all this so I can show it to you. The economic calendar. There we go. Here's your economic calendar for tomorrow. The 26th brings you quite a big announcement. So tomorrow will be a major day. I will do my best to get this whole thing running for tomorrow in a much better way. Figure out why I'm getting this low bandwidth issue. New home sales. So homes are going to be important, but really you start things off before market opens with Canada. They're going to come out with their rate announcement, and of course that is important, especially if you're trading the Canadian dollar and for our neighbors to the north. But down below that, notice we've got our FOMC statement at 11 a.m. That's actually Pacific time, so the Canadian market is actually, the announcement's 30 minutes into the trading day here in the U.S. You can see the 11 a.m. FOMC statement, which is expected to stay at 25 basis points. And you guys heard my theater yesterday talking about how at 11:30 a.m., that's when the FOMC press conference is, and that will be the fun part for tomorrow. That is really going to be a... Pro35 says, will Powell's soft landing speech tomorrow save the markets? I don't know. I know he's going to say the same basic stuff he's been saying for quite some time. It's going to be a regurgitation of information, slightly tweaked, slightly modified to fit the current situation, but it's going to be the same blah, 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 garbage, garbage, garbage over and over again. The question is, how concerned are they with the inflation environments? What do they even comment on the tensions going on in Russia, and a few other things? So that's probably the most important piece for tomorrow. I would continue to go on, guys, but I can see my videos just cutting in and out here, and I'm checking bandwidth right now. I'm still just dragging along, so I will end this show early. Apologize for that. Again, I would say give me contact feedback at TraderMerlin@gmail.com, but I don't want to get a bunch of hate mail because the show sucked today. My bad. Yes, Leighton, tomorrow I will have this all fixed and we will do much better. But as you guys can see, I just did another speed test I got 76 download and 1.55 upload, and the upload's critical because I'm sending stuff to you. So I will call them right now and see if I can figure out what in the hell is going on. And I may even do a connection to Wi-Fi and see if that helps. Maybe it's my new location is giving me a hard time. All right, my friends, sorry so much for the horrible show. I will do my best to have a great session for you guys tomorrow. Maybe we go longer tomorrow. We'll see. I got some crypto stuff to do in the morning, so we'll see how tired I am and what busyness I have going forward. But that will do it for us for today, everybody. Sorry for the bad show. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.